Okay, so Dennis, right?
Yes.
So Dennis's motivation is not that he has a mortgage, Roberto.
Okay.
Okay, because that is not a motivation that I have a mortgage. If I have a mortgage that has no equity, that is motivation. Is that the situation, or is it just that he has a mortgage?
The only information that I was able to gather from showing his house today, which probably most likely I'm going to drive over there in a few moments. And then if he has
Hey, is this
VA.
Dennis?
Speaking.
Hey, Dennis, how you doing? I'm partners with Roberto Rosa. Do you remember talking to him?
Yes.
He was talking about your property on Walton Beach.
Correct.
So I've got kind of mismatched notes, and I just want to call. I'm the guy that writes checks at our business and determines what deals we're buying and houses we're not buying and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind catching me up to speed? I don't even know if the conversation was going anywhere with us or not, because I'm just having a hard time catching up with the notes.
He just asked me if I was willing to, as far as how I was willing to sell it, if I was willing to do terms. I told him no, it needed to be, PHA, conventional, whatever. I wasn't interested in renting, and he said he may stop by today. That was about it.
Got it. Do you have your house listed right now?
It's on Zillow.
Oh, it's on Zillow. So you're doing a for sale by owner.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. So I'm going to ask you just like two questions and I'll get off the phone. Typically what I find, and I'm not a salesperson, so you can tell I'm not a negotiator or anything like that. But what I find is when people are selling houses on Zillow themselves, they really don't have any reason to sell to an investor. Is that the kind of the situation you're in? You're just looking for top dollar. You don't want to pay any commissions. You just want to go straight to the buyers because the buyers are going to pay the highest amount, and then you can skip all the commissions and the hoopla and all that kind of stuff.
Well, in the state of Florida, everything's got to go through legal review anyway, so it doesn't make sense to hire an agent to post pictures on the internet to show the house that I'm very capable of doing, to have the contract go for legal review into a titled company anyway. So
perfect. I feel the exact same way, and I just wanted to confirm that. I'm not an agent, and I never will be an agent, but we are real estate investors. So what I find is when people have their houses listed on Zillow, I tell my team, I go, guys, don't even waste your time. These people have zero motivation to sell to an investor because, as you probably know, we as investors want to buy things at a discount, or we want to buy things with creative finance, such as seller finance or something along those lines. And it doesn't sound like either one of those are a motivation for you.
No.
So last question. I already know both those are not a motivation for you. Would creative finance or seller finance be a motivation for you if you got above what you were asking?
No, because I have a VA loan on it. So
well, it doesn't. In your VA loan, it specifically tells you exactly how to sell it on seller finance. It is perfectly okay to sell it on seller finance.
I'm not interested in doing a owner or term on it now. So
got it. Okay, you just want your money. You're going to replace that money somewhere else.
Correct. Exactly.
Love it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Bro, Roberto, bro. I'm going to give you guys one piece of advice. I want you to stay away from FSBOs. Stop calling FSBOs. Don't waste your time on FSBOs. Take that, tattoo it in your arm. Never call somebody on Zillow.
Okay.
Never. If you are broke, not you, Roberto, but if you're broke and you have no ability to afford buying leads or going for real, guys, here's the thing. When I'm talking to a seller, I'm looking for the bunnies, right? You guys have heard those bunny stories. But here's the other thing. Here's another way to describe this. I'm trying to find what sign is the seller holding once I talk to them? What's the sign say? Okay? So what does this seller's sign say? Anybody that's on Zillow, anybody that's a FSBO, anybody that's out there, I asked him the question. He answered exactly what I wanted him to answer. I said, you don't want anybody to make money. You just want top dollar. You don't want to pay any commissions. You don't care about anybody else making money. He's like, yeah, why would I pay an agent to take photos? Well, agents do a lot more than take photos and put them online, jackass. They do a lot of work. But people who are selling FSBOs on Zillow do not sell at a discount. The likelihood is incredibly low. And if you just don't have money and you don't have leads, guys, go knock doors on pre-foreclosures. Don't waste your time on Zillow leads. Stop it. I know it's something that Caroline's been talking about. I told her to stop doing it. Never waste your time on FSBOs. Don't do it. These people, here's the sign that he's holding, okay? I have zero motivation. I have zero pain, and I want nobody to make money but me. That's what they have their signs say. Okay? The sign for a pre-foreclosure lead is, I'm in a lot of pain. I got a timeline that somebody needs to help me with. So if we're going after specific sellers, go for the one that's holding the sign that you need. Stop calling the one that has a sign that says, I don't have pain. Does that make sense to anybody?
Yes. Thank you, guys.
Roberto, please, bro. You want to make money in this business? Never call a FSBO again.
Okay.
Does anybody disagree with me? Because I want to hear an altering opinion of this. What sign is the seller holding? Ask yourself that. What sign is the seller holding? Foreclosure, probate. Those people have specific signs, and you can profile these people. I profile most of these sellers. If somebody's got the second he said his house was listed on Zillow, I go, great. I'm going to ask you 2 questions. I set him up for the questions. He gave me the answer he wanted, and boom. Rose, if you want to call sellers for practice, I get that. I totally get that. Why not call somebody else's leads that are not cold call leads? Guys, I completely disagree with this. If somebody says practice is practice, it's not practice. Imagine this. If I go out on the golf course and I have the wrong size golf clubs, let's say I have left-handed golf clubs and I go out on the range to practice golf, is that still practice? Or is that bad practice going against what the grain is? That's bad practice. I'm so sorry. I have to be your mentor. I have to step in and give you that strong thing for people that are brand new. Do not waste your time on FSBOs. The reality is, if you need leads, I have spent $275,000 in the last year of my personal money pulling lists and giving them to you guys. I just gave a $20,000 mobile home list in North Carolina away. Boom. We just gave guys, stop it. You want to practice on calls? Here's what you practice on. Call the leaders in this community. There are hundreds and hundreds of leaders, and you say, can I call on your old leads? That's how you practice. Write it down. And anybody that talks about FSBOs, say Pace is absolutely adamant that we do not waste our time on FSBOs. It's the same thing when I'm knocking doors. Do I go knock doors on any house I see, or do I specifically look for the houses that have obvious pain? Look at Rocky Tharp. Rocky Tharp just says, I have leads you can practice on right now. Rose, thank you so much for listening and being open. Help the leaders out, right? And the leader's going to help you guys by providing leads. Okay. Sorry, guys. I had to deviate. And Roberto, here's the thing. I feel bad giving this suggestion because Roberto's doing something that 90% of people never do, which is take action. So I got to give him love. Like, let's give Roberto some freaking love for taking action. But at the end of the day, guys, we want perfect practice. If I was Roberto and I'm calling FSBOs because Roberto, can I ask you a question? Is that a budget reason that you're calling FSBOs?
Well, I have a list of persons, vacant owners and absentee owners that I'm going through. But mainly today's Saturday, I decided to have a list of 5 people that are doing FSBO, and I said, well, today I'm going to decide and get my practice, and it's like you say, I mean, I'm getting 1% better every day by just making calls.
I completely agree with that. Here's what I don't, if you want to call FSBOs because you want to just take action, go do it. But here's what I don't want you to do is in 6 months, I don't want to see a post from you saying, I haven't gotten a lot of deals and I don't know why. If you want to say, hey, I'm really good at talking to a seller on the phone and I'm really good at going back and forth, amazing if that's the goal. But at the end of the day, in 6 months, when somebody says, this didn't work for me, this is a really challenging business, I didn't get a deal, a lot of time it's because they were barking up the wrong tree. And FSBOs is something that I see a lot of people talking about on YouTube. And then when you get into their actual business, none of them are calling FSBOs. I'm in masterminds with all these gurus. So I understand their KPIs. We show our P&Ls. We talk about all this kind of stuff. I know what people are making and I know what avenue they're spending their money on. I don't hear anybody talking about FSBOs in these rooms. Let's remind ourselves, what are people trying to do on YouTube? Me included. What are we doing on YouTube? We're trying to fill a funnel for people to like and subscribe to our video. So you know what people type into YouTube? They type in how to start in real estate. Calling FSBOs is free. So now you have people watching your free videos on how to call free leads, and now you've got eyeballs on your YouTube videos. It's a brilliant marketing strategy, but it doesn't actually help anybody. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
YouTube is for entertainment, not education. Okay?
Yep.
So I know a lot of my friends talk about FSBOs too. Kelly, please take this portion of this FSBO thing and put it on our YouTube channel and say FSBOs are for funky monkeys.